Welcome back. My name is Joe. This is Saving the Bayliner episode 3 or 4. I got the outdrive off. That was a way more of a hassle than I thought because it was stuck in gear and it wasn't releasing the cable. I was able to save the cable. Hopefully it's not frozen. But now this episode is going to be on removing the Mercruiser 350 MPI Horizon. It looks like it's fuel injected. This boat has been underwater for a significant amount of time, so I'm not even going to try to save this engine. I'm going to get it out of here, drain it, and maybe see what salvageable parts are still usable on it, as you can see right here. So it's got, what's cool, it's got the closed water cooling, okay? Alternator, oh man, look, it's actually kind of looks a little, I mean, the alternator's probably shot. I just got to go through like every little thing and figure out what's good, what's not, like this ECU. Hopefully I can salvage some of this stuff. If not, it's not a big deal. I'll just find another boat or something that I can get a good running motor out of, and then it'll go in here, right? But I want to get also, let me show you, right in here is the 5K gen set. And certainly it's seen better days, but I can't get it out of this hatch right here. So this hatch isn't wide enough for, I was trying to just lift it out with the forklift. Not going to work. So I think the way they installed it is they, before the engine was put in, they brought it down here and then slid it over maybe on a piece of wood or something like that. And at least that's my plan to get it out. So bear with me. I'm going to get started here. Let me just show you real quick. I'm going to be disconnecting the shifter cable right here and these dual throttles. Notice they're duals. I'm not used to seeing that because most of the boats that I have don't have dual helm. So, but that's really cool. And I'll probably wind up replacing these cables, but I got my throttles here, my shifter here. These are both bad. I guess I must have messed them up while I was forcing it to go into gear. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to kind of film this. And also bear with me. Up until a little bit from now, I've been using an iPhone and I'm just kind of filming it as I go and just trying to get the stuff so that you guys can kind of see where I'm at as I go along. Otherwise, I'm going to just blast through it and, it'll be gone. But so the videos, I appreciate the comments, and constructive criticism is great. I'm cool with it. The engine harness right here in back, I will be removing that. That doesn't take too long. These, again, the shifter cable, throttle cables. There's a couple grounds back here on the block. And let me flip this around real quick because it'll make it easier to point stuff. So hang on. All right, thank you. Sorry about that. So this, we got some grounds here that bolt. There's a stud on the back of the block here and one on the other side over here that have ground straps. So we'll be undoing those. This is the engine harness again. And then just all the little things. I don't know why that's unplugged there, but someone already did. That's either oil, transom level sensor or trim position sensor, but we got to do that, a couple grounds. And then of course we'll come on under here and there's the nuts on the top of the mounts there. So hopefully we can get those out of there without too much struggle. And then, oh, sorry about that. And then there's two bolts back here that go straight down. And, there's actually, now that I took the hatch off, there's pretty good access here. So there's going to be some bolts on the back side. See it right there? Straight down. So that'll be a 1/2 inch. I believe it's a 19. And we'll get that off. Bear with me. I'm going to set the camera up so I'll time lapse it so you guys don't have to deal with every minute of me doing this. But hopefully we can get this done in a few short minutes, okay? Thanks. Okay, so here I'm removing the throttle and shift cables, power steering line, side motor mounts, the hoses to the water pump pickup from the outdrive, looks like the front drive belt, fuel line, one with the water hoses, there's 2 of them over there, the rear engine mounts, the remainder of the power steering lines and whatever shift cables are back there. Now I'm bringing in a chain fall I like to use a chain fall when working on an engine like this. It really gives me like a precise measurement when raising and lowering, so that if I'm hung up or I forgot a cable or something, I can really do a small adjustment. As you can see right here, a little bit of pulling and it moves the motor just a little bit, and so I can actually wiggle the engine, versus if I had to jump out and raise or lower the motor, I'm not going to quite see what's going on with it. So the chain fault really helps. So, okay, right off the bat, I'm like, what's leaking? And I got water coming out. I'm like, is that fuel? It's kind of clear. It's water that's coming out of the top of the dipstick. So I went to pull the dipstick yesterday, and as you can see, it just broke off in my hand. So right now, I gotta show you this. This is great. Right now, we've got, look at the dipstick right there. See the water? Let me try to get this. See it right there? Crazy, huh? Yeah, let me see. Sorry, just trying to get to the best. So this motor, I mean, as much as you want to try to save it, it's not going to happen. Hold on, I'm going to switch views here again. The back here, I didn't want to catch it on the lip, but kind of get the picture here. So, so I'm above that ridge there, and yeah, I mean, not so bad. Definitely some yuckiness up front, but check this out. So this motor, you can see here, this is great. This is kind of like, this is where we start. It's like a drinking fountain. Freaking awesome. So, I mean, so a gentleman quoted or commented earlier, he said, look, get it out and drain it and pickle it. And I mean, you know, if it's filled with water inside, that's an opportunity that I think is probably still available. So I'm going to get it inside and do just that, drain it out, and then get some diesel in it, fill it back up. But anyways, let me just do the last little bit here, and we'll be done. Hang on, I'm going to set this up top here. There you go. Hopefully that comes in okay. There we go. All right. I want to jump on the forklift here and see about getting this the rest of the way out of here. Okay, so we got the motor out. You know, it wasn't too difficult, and I would say most people who have used a wrench before could pull this off. Just to go over real quick, electrically and back, you've got the main harness, you've got some grounds that go directly to the motor, come off pretty quick. The rear mounts are 19 millimeters that go straight down, and then you've got these side mounts where you can either take them off from this big top nut or the lower two. On this particular boat, the lower two mounts were stainless, and they looked like they were pretty fresh. So unlike the steel main bolt on the top here, so I didn't feel like messing with all that rust. There was plenty of access to get underneath the nut and loosen those two lower nuts and bolts. So I elected to go that route on the last boat, the Wellcraft over there that I did. It was easy because it just had fresh new mounts on it. So I just took the main top bolt off, and I didn't have to worry about doing anything with alignment or anything like that. So things like this, the alternator is not moving, it's frozen, okay? So we can dismiss half the stuff on here. Things that are important to me are like this fuel cooler. They're really expensive. Interestingly enough, the seawater pump still spins, and you can actually hear it pumping. So when rather than trying to get all the way under there and get all these two hoses off, I just went ahead and undid that one at the transom, and then this one was the fresh water from the sea strainer. So I just unbolted that one and just left it on there and raised it all the way up. Water pump spins good. Let's see, idler pulley there spins pretty good. I don't know about the crank yet. Power steering pump spins great. It's just leaking fluid, so I gotta kind of look at that. Other items, this one's got closed water cooling. So this heat exchanger right here, I'd love to have this set up on the new engine. Also the manifolds, I see some corrosion on this bolt and stuff, but they look like they'll still come out. All the bolts came undone so far. I haven't ran into a bolt or hardware that was rusted solid where I had to cut it or get it off. Even the bolts down here, when I was trying to undo those to lower this water pump off, they came off without any real trouble once I tracked down the right wrench for it. So it'll be interesting. Well, I know kind of what to expect when we drain the oil tomorrow or whenever I jump on it next. And I'm very curious as to what the cylinder heads look like. You know, that would be great if the cylinder heads were salvageable and I could reuse those as well as all the injection. We have a place that redoes injectors around here, and they're pretty reasonable. So, it's safe to presume that would be something we'd want to do if we're using this fuel injection. But you never know. What's cool about getting a boat towards the end of the season is you have all winter to get it right, okay? You got all winter to kind of work through each little gremlin. This boat's gonna have a lot of gremlins, and probably more electrical than anything. So the thing of it is don't get too overwhelmed, because they're all really just, a few wire circuits. I mean, you generally, no matter what it is, if it's a interior pump or a bilge pump, circulating pump, they're all just power and ground and a sensing wire. There's pumps that run to the generator. That's just, power, ground, and remote on. The fuse panel, we've already had it come online, so that's pretty cool. And the AC even came online, but we didn't have water hooked up to it, so I don't think it's gonna allow it to kick on until it senses water and the pump's running. Also, the blower motor on that AC unit's probably trash, but it could be that because an AC system's sealed, that the actual internals and the compressor and the gas and everything should still be self-contained. So we should be able to get that all working. It remains to be seen. So tomorrow, my goal, we've got a 20% chance of rain. I'm really, really, really excited to get that generator out of there, because the generator is going to be the difference between having power to that AC, to run that AC while at anchor, or are we going to go drop another 8, 10, 12 grand? A used one's 8 grand. A new one's like 10, 12, 13,000. So I don't really want to do that. I don't see myself doing that. So it's really imperative that we do everything we can to try to get that Kohler up and running again. So tomorrow's gonna be another video. Thanks for watching. Please, if you haven't, like and subscribe. I know I'm gonna show you when I mess up, okay? I messed up on the out drive, fluid went everywhere. I just messed up coming inside because I got to drive up a ramp, and this whole thing just slid everywhere. And you know, I'm going to show you when I mess up, because I am fallible. I am not an expert. I am just like everyone else. But if I can do it, you guys can do it. Maybe you don't have a forklift, but you can figure out a way. A gantry crane, they sell those at Harbor Freight. A lot of times you can buy a piece of hardware like that and turn around and sell it and get 90% of your money out of it. So this is a way to get into a boat with very little to no money relative to what they retail for. So I wish I could tell you how many videos I've seen about people saying 10 boat, this is the title, 10 boats you don't want to buy. And you watch the video and it says, you don't want a boat and it's sunk. And maybe you don't, okay? I'm not saying this is for everyone, but this is really like, really inexpensive, and it's all really labor. So that's what you got to think about. If you have the time and some tools and a little bit of experience working around stuff, it might be something that you want to attack, you know, or tackle. So I'm just trying to show that, you know, it's not crazy or anything like that, that they do charge a lot. If you were to get a repower on a boat at my lake, it's 20 grand. And so you know, this isn't a customer's, this is mine. I'm just trying to get a nice boat with the little money that I have. And, you know, maybe you guys might be in the same spot. So we'll see what we can make of it. I got, you know, 500 bucks in it, right? I got 500 bucks in it right now. Yeah, I could mess up everything. I could mess up the hole. I could mess up the gel coat. I could drop the motor through the hole today. Okay, I got 500 bucks in it. I'm trying to make the most of it. Let's see what I can do with it. Okay, thanks for watching. And stay tuned. I'll get another video done tomorrow on the generator, and it's going to be awesome.